Hey y'all, it's Reverend Will, the senior minister here at First Christian Church in Fulton, Missouri, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our midweek devotion every week around this time. 11 o'clock on Wednesdays, we stop what we're doing and I offer you a devotion, a word of grace in your week. And so we're going to get right into it. It's about clothes. I've noticed I've been wearing lots of TCU clothes lately, and so you can think of that what you will, but clothes have particular power in conveying who you are and what you are about. I can remember growing up desperately asking my parents for clothes from a specific brand with the hopes it would show others in the middle school how cool I was. I heard someone a little older than me tell me the story of their adolescence. The difference between in and out wasn't the brand, but whether your clothes were handmade or store bought. And a little bit different, but they're still sort of the same theme. Clothes are a way people define themselves and define other people. And while most of us have grown up, and we might think we've graduated from such exercises when we do indeed grow up and move on from school, but I don't really think so. COVID might have relaxed the dress code of society a little bit, but it's all relative. Society looks down upon people with unkempt clothing. The pressure to wear clothes in style, or at the very least, not wear clothes out of style, is still a thing. And there are obvious tiers to how brands are valued, even if the tiers change from subculture to subculture. If you want to fit into a particular group, you have to wear clothes that look like them. And then there are the expectations on what you wear in different situations too. I want to know how formal of a wedding it is, so I know whether to wear a jacket and tie or to wear jeans. If I'm going to sub for a slow pitch softball team, I need to know the uniform color so I can match and know whose team I'm on. When I was giving a talk at a college, one of the students asked me if the church I work at was a suit and tie church or a jean church. Clothes matter. They say something about you. Paul gets it too. Right before he goes on his very famous, there is neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, male or female. He writes, all of you who were baptized into Christ have clothed yourself with Christ. The distinctions that separate us from one another, the kind of clothes that we have to keep people away, have been removed. The ways we rank and evaluate and pigeonhole other people and ourselves are no more. It's why one of the traditions of baptism way back in the day was to baptize people completely naked in their birthday suits, only to give them afterwards a new garment, a new white robe. It was to symbolize putting on the clothes of Christ. It's also why the vision of the elders in Revelation mentions them wearing white robes. The idea is that when we have entered into this faith, have been baptized, that you are no longer defined by anything you were before that moment. You're instead defined by a relationship with Jesus, that God has named you and claimed you. It doesn't mean that the things that make us us are gone, as if our individuality doesn't matter and some bland uniformity is what God wants. But it does mean that they are subsumed by our status before Jesus. The world might define you in 100 different ways, some good and some bad, but you needn't worry about it. Because when God looks at you, all God sees is one redeemed and justified. And trust me, that's better than anything you've got in your closet. Thanks for joining me for this week's devotion. I hope you hear a word of grace, and you're more than welcome, invited in fact, to join us for worship on this Sunday morning. We gather at 10:30 in person and online. We hope to see you there, but if not, our benediction is the same as always. God be with you till we meet again.